Hello, this is Pastor John of Crossway Multinational Church, and we're up to episode 10 of our Crosslight podcast. If you saw last week's episode, you heard my story about hitting my head while sailing, and I've made progress. It's healing, but I still have a little bit of healing to go, but thankfully I'm doing well. It's good to see the progress of healing. That happens a lot faster sometimes in our bodies than it does in our relationships and our souls, and yet God is at work. So thankful for that. I want to talk a little bit more today about complex conversations. This is a part of our vision of being a more radiant church. And we've been thinking about conversations that help us in challenging times. It's talking about complex things together in a way that builds us up and together rather than tearing us down and apart. And the image that's really helped me is, if you're watching the video, have a drawing of a house, and this idea of a family room conversation of people coming together as family to talk through things that are challenging. I want to think through 4 parts of this. Last week we looked at the foundation, what undergirds our conversation together, what we believe about God and the world and each other. Today we're going to think a little bit about the entry door, how it is we enter into this space. Then in the future we'll look at the shared boundaries and the strategies for conversations. And so very briefly, from last week when we thought about the foundation, what the conversation is built upon, we talked about things we believed about God and the world, about people, and about sin. And these things lead us to have real optimism as God is at work among us, to enter the conversations with love and humility, with faith and with courage. Encourage you to watch episode number 9 if that is something that you missed and you're interested in the foundation. What I want to think about today for a minute is entry door. This is how we choose to come. And it's more than theology, it's more than ideas. It's a choice about our disposition, about how we will engage with each other. So in the entry door, how we choose to come, the first idea is to come with an optimistic, caring curiosity. And I want to just unpack that for a minute. I start with curiosity. When we come to conversations, we come believing that we will learn, that there are things that we don't understand yet, there are aspects that we didn't know, and there are things about the other people in conversation that we have not known. So we come with curiosity, expecting to learn new things. Yet it's not just curiosity, it's also an optimistic curiosity. Sometimes we might be curious, we even state our curiosity about people whose politics differ from our own. But we don't say often that we expect to learn good things when we better understand our opposition. We just expect to learn somehow how could they be so confused, right? What would lead them to think in wrong ways? And so we have a pessimistic curiosity. But we choose in these conversations to come with an optimistic curiosity. We're not only going to learn things, we're going to learn good things. We're going to learn good about the people who think differently than we do. And we're going to learn good things about their ideas and how they approach these things. So it's an optimistic curiosity. It's also a caring curiosity. It's not just saying I'm learning about things, but I'm also learning about people. And I'm going to learn sometimes that people are in a challenging situation. I'm going to learn things that have hurt them. And the call is to care. I'm going to learn things that they rejoice about. And in caring, I rejoice with them. And so we come with an optimistic, caring curiosity as we enter the conversations. We also are to come with a continued presence. And I want to take this from the end to begin with as well. We come with presence. That means that you and I choose to be present in who we are with our thoughts and ideas. For some of us, it's pretty challenging to be present. We would like to be the one who stays out of the attention of others. We are curious about others, and we find a safety and a security by being curious about them, but not allowing them to be curious about us. For some of us, our presence is a challenging thing, and yet when we come to these conversations, we come with the commitment to be present, not only in the sense of being aware of others, but allowing others to be aware of us, and for us to take the risk of saying things that we think and we feel. And it's a continued presence. We come with a commitment to say we're not just walking away if it gets hard. We won't just walk away if something happens that feels offensive to us, that hurts. That we choose to come and continue to be present. That means not that we'll never walk out the door, not that we'll never say there's a time that I'm done. Yet there is a commitment to persevere. So we come with a continued presence. The next thing we choose to come with is a commitment not to use X-ray vision. That there's no X-ray vision for our minds and our hearts. That we can't see things inside people that they don't show us, that they don't tell us. We choose not to make conclusions about unstated motivations. And this is especially true about motivation. Very often, when in conflict with others, there's a tendency to attribute motive, to say, they don't care about me or about this thing that we value together. They want to ruin it, right? And unless they've told us that, we can't know that. And so it's a commitment to go based on what people tell us, to listen to their thoughts, to listen to their description of their hearts. We don't have an X-ray vision that causes us to have the ability to see what's not said. And there is a good sensitivity to people's hearts, and there's a good way to think about what people might be thinking, but it's always a guess. It's always based on limited information. So we will not assume we have an ability to see what's not stated. And then related to that, to take it a step further, is that we'll be committed to a charitable judgment. What that means is that I'm going to assume the best until I hear or see otherwise. 1 Corinthians 13 says, we believe all things, we hope all things. And I think that's an expression of charitable judgment. That means I'm going to assume the best motive when there could be a negative motive here, but I'm going to assume the best one until you tell me otherwise. And so we come with a commitment to a charitable judgment. So this is how we choose to come. As we step into the door, we come with an optimistic, caring curiosity. We come with a commitment to a continued presence. We come committed not to endeavor to use X-ray vision of people's minds and hearts. And we come with the assumption of the best motive, of a charitable judgment. So the application from this today is, again, to say pray. We want to grow in these things. We want to get better at this as a church, and it's a continued journey. So we invite us all to pray. And the invitation is to put these things into practice, to approach conversations that you and I have, conversations that we think there will be a big difference, or maybe even a conflict, maybe some hurt that's been there. And so as we come in the entry door, we choose to come with the optimistic, caring curiosity. We are committed to a continued presence. We'll choose not to use X-ray vision to try to understand what's not being stated. And we will practice charitable judgments to assume the best, especially of people's motives, until we learn otherwise. And so this is our journey together, and in coming weeks, we'll think about the shared boundaries and then the specific strategies for our conversations.